How do you define trauma, especially when you're talking to young girls and women?
Yeah, it could be big trauma, it could be small trauma. Like I said before, it could be anything where needs were not met. So it could be like oftentimes we look at traumatic experience of like rape or sexual assault or something like that, which yes, those are big instances of trauma, but it can also come down to smaller trauma that other people may not think, wait, that's not trauma. That was not traumatic, but it's how we experience it in the body and the impact that it leaves on us. That is what makes it and creates it as
Uh,
trauma.
so what you would call like little trauma, I've heard people say big T, little t. Like if we're saying little trauma, it could be in a typical average collective setting, a hardship, but you're qualifying it based on what is the impact to the individual.
Yeah, for one person who goes through that, they might have just gotten through it just fine, honky dory, and then they're on
Yeah.
their way. But somebody else that really, no, that really, really affected them. So it
Yeah.
all depends on the individual.
Yeah.
Well, and I would think as children, their brains aren't, fully developed and they're interpreting things. They could be interpreting things so way off base, right? Like they're hearing, just a little edge in the voice or, the parent is stressed and happens to say something to that child, has nothing to do with that child, but that child's hearing that tone and then they're
Yeah.
internalizing it as themselves. It's something
Yes.
they've done.
100%. Yes. And then it goes back to, well, it's my fault. My
Yeah.
fault that mom got so mad at me. And then they take it with them into their teenage years and then their adult years. And then they think everyone is mad at them and,
Mhm.
it's all of their fault. And again, that's going back to childhood, but we can clean that up. We can heal that.